And again, just pierces the gap on the offside. Still quickly here. It's a long chase for two fielders there. Oh, the bat wins.
Oh, the light had to go at this crucial moment only. Let me check the main switch first for any issues. Hello, how are you? Did you notice what I used my mobile phone as? I used it as a torch, which is not the actual function it is meant for. So, why was the mobile phone used for this purpose of lighting? This is because it solved the purpose. It was easily available to me and was easy to handle during the time of need. This is an example of frugal innovation. In the last session, we talked about innovation. In this session, we will be discussing frugal innovation. Taking the discussion forward, let us try to understand what is a frugal innovation. The literal meaning of frugal is cheap or low cost. Frugal innovations are simple products or services often born out of necessity and lack of resources. They are built by the people who need them the most with locally sourced materials, making them low cost. The existing constraints can be turned into advantages, making frugal innovations not only necessary but also invaluable. Moving ahead with the example of a mobile phone, mobile phones were used extensively for online classes, getting connected to loved ones, hobby classes, online business, and for making movies. In order to understand the concept better, let us take the example of modified autos or jugaad vehicles. The jugaad vehicle, also known as the chakra or the chakra gadi in Gujarat, is a popular low-cost mode of transport found across parts of India. In Beth, Dwarka, it serves as the only public transport for tourists visiting temples, accommodating almost 8 to 10 passengers and navigating uneven kacha roads with ease. Costing just about 5 to 10 per ride, it offers an affordable and practical options for locals and visitors alike. Similarly, in Rajasthan, jugaad vehicles provide convenient transport in rural areas. You must be wondering then, how is a frugal innovation different from other innovations? Unlike other innovations, frugal innovations tend to use fewer resources than alternative products or services. This use of available resources is done in a sustainable manner. Frugal innovations are low cost, effective, and easily adaptable solutions that require minimal resources or expertise. The next question that comes in mind is the concept of frugal innovation a new concept or did it exist even earlier? Humankind has a history of living in close interaction with nature and living life as per the available resources. Coming to the Indian context, India has a very old history of about 5,000 years. Like any other civilization, the early inhabitants in the Indian subcontinent also lived in close accordance with nature. The written and oral traditions in the form of the Vedas, the Purans, the Upanishad, the Jataka tales, and cultural tales all point out to the use of local resources. More importantly, they encourage us to lead a life based on our needs, which takes care of others' needs as well. For example, the Buddhist interpretation of frugality can be said to be having a careful use of limited available resources to get more out of little. Contrastingly, in some of the Western countries, the concept of frugality was reduced to a mere repair society. However, in general, throughout history and across various religions and philosophies, the concept of frugal has been connected to the notions of simplicity, sparing for others, idea of reasonably controlling our desires, notion of circularity or repair and reuse. In modern world, the idea of frugal innovation was talked about during the Industrial Revolution, which was from 1760 to 1840. Examples of such innovations can also be found in the garment and furniture industries in the 19th and 20th century in Western Europe during the Second World War. Later, this concept was pushed aside with the coming of consumerism. So, in a nutshell, the use of concept of frugal innovation has its roots in the 2010s in the Western-based innovation and business management writings. However, the idea of reduce, reuse and recycle of environmentalists seem to have been borrowed from the idea of frugal innovation embedded in various philosophies and our cultural practices. Other recent concepts like small is beautiful can also be considered as an indication towards frugal innovation. Taking into consideration all these discussions, it can be said that the key principles of the concept of frugal innovation are: see opportunity in adversity, do more with less, think and act flexibly, keep it simple, include the margin, and follow your heart. So, learners, it must have been clear to you that frugal innovation is an inclusive innovation which takes into consideration the needs and aspirations of those living in the margins. It helps in providing goods and services to those who do not have access to adequate resources. The Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Antonio Guterres, says about frugal innovation: we can do things differently and we can do different things. Innovation is not only the most sophisticated technologies, sometimes it's the simplest of things. Let us now try answering a few questions. Fill in the blanks. The use of available resources in frugal innovation is done in a dash manner. Identify true or false for the following statements. Frugal innovation is born out of abundance. Jugaad vehicle is not an example of frugal innovation. The cost of frugal innovations is minimal for both production as well as the final cost to consumers. The idea of frugal innovation has been introduced very recently in 2020. Now, match the given options in column A with those given in column B. Column A: frugal innovation, consumerism, more out of little, frugal manufacturing. Column B: Buddhism, 1987, Jugaad, post-World War II. Learners, we will come up with another topic related to frugal innovation in the next session. Thank you.